About a month ago, I posted a video about the 700 international students that are all Indian that had to be deported from Canada mainly because of the fraudulent documentation that were provided to the IRCC during the time that the study permit was applied. Now, 4 days ago, the Minister of Immigration, Sean Fraser, announced a new ruling about such kind of situations. This actually is a kind of crime, and this new ruling is actually beneficial to international students. And in this video, we will talk exactly about this ruling. Hello everyone, this is Ricey and this is Quest Canada. Sean Fraser said, and I quote, "I want to make it clear that international students who are not found to be involved in fraud will not face deportation. The Immigration Refugee Protection Act offers me discretionary authority, which I believe should be exercised in the present context. Therefore, if the facts of an individual case..."
Those international students who are genuine applicants that came to Canada to study and were victimized by fraudsters will be given permission to remain in Canada. Those who were complicit in a fraudulent scheme will be held accountable for their actions. We need to do what we can to protect the ability of those innocent people to remain in Canada.
This statement means a lot. Let's dissect this statement one by one. It means that, one, in order for a student to be protected by this new ruling, the student must not be involved or aware of any fraudulent documentation that were provided to the IRCC. Normally, fraudulent documentations were provided by the agents or the consultants who apply on behalf of the student. The second factor that we have to understand here is that the intention of the student to study in Canada must be genuine, meaning if the student received a study permit, he or she comes to Canada, the student must do exactly that and finish the program. There are students who will come to Canada via study permit, land in Canada, and do not necessarily study or finish their programs. If you do this is a risky journey or decision for you to take. You have to remember, you spend time, effort, money, resources, everything that is possible to spend to applying for a study permit. You land in Canada and you do not abide by the contract that you signed with the government. You have to finish your program as the intention or your genuine intention to come into Canada, and this is one of the factors or eligibility to be protected by this new regulation. And the truth is, if you do not finish your program, you will not be eligible for a PGWP anyway. And number 3 is that if the government and the student did prove that there is no involvement from the part of the student on the fraudulent act, and then the student will be given a temporary residence permit in order for this student to stay within the borders of Canada, and the student will not be banned from entering Canada. The being banned of entering Canada is part of the regulation wherein if you are proven guilty, then you are banned for 5 years from entering Canada. And therefore, in this new regulation by the IRCC, this actually proves so much that the government has got the well-being of the international students in mind. This is a protection of the international students against all the corrupt and scammy people, agents and consultants out there. But again, in order for you to be protected by this law, it must be proven that you are the victim and you are not involved in any fraudulent act. Before applying for a study permit, there are various basic factors that you have to consider before you decide on which program and which school you will go to. The first one is that the school must be a DLI or a designated learning institution, and the second is that your program must be eligible for PGWP. there are misconceptions from some people wherein if the school is DLI, then the program is automatically PGWP. That's not the case. Even if the program is more than 2 years or even 1 year, there are programs that are not necessarily PGWP eligible. And if you go to the website of these schools, you will learn all these very specific details. Again, do not think and assume automatically that if the school is DLI, then the programs are PGWP eligible. And do not assume that if the school is DLI school and the program is more than 1 year program, then the program is automatically PGWP eligible as well, because there are programs that are specifically noted as not PGWP. You have to be very meticulous with such information. And if you are an international student and you want to move to Atlantic Canada or to New Brunswick, we have got various free downloadables in our website. That's questcanadaca.com. And these free downloadables, I hope, are able to help you to jumpstart your journey, and actually not just jumpstart your journey, but to guide you from the beginning until pre-arrival in Canada. All this information are free. You do not have to pay a cent for it, and we are more than happy. And to those students who think and believe that they have been victimized by these scrupulous people, consultants and agents, the IRCC actually urge you to come forward and report the fraud. This further establishes your innocence from the crime. It's better for you to come forward than find 3 years after your school when you apply for your PR, and at that time you will say that yes, you are kind of aware with the whole fraudulent activity. Do not wait for it. If you think and you believe that you are a victim, go forward and get in contact with the IRCC.